For the season, yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he is. He speaks to us in a way that we can understand him clearly. What an amazing God. He cares about us so much that he makes sure we can understand exactly what he desires us to do. In this lesson, we will see Jesus teaching the multitude. When he was teaching them, he taught them by using parables. The disciples didn't understand why he taught the multitude in a different way than he taught the disciples. You may wonder the same thing. Sometimes you may listen to a message and not understand what it means until your spiritual understanding is increased. And it says, on the other hand, we may try to explain to someone about a message, set of instruction, or a vision that God imparted to you. They may seem clueless and sometimes even think you are talking crazy and strangely. This is because God speaks to each of us on our own level. He has the ability to do that because he created us and knows exactly what abilities we have within us. And that is so true. Jesus explained that before we are saved, we don't understand in the same way that we do once we shed the former sins and die to self daily. We no longer walk in flesh. When we walk according to the Spirit, we are able to understand and conversate with Jesus in his holy word. Okay, so I think she wanted me to kind of bring that out to you all a little bit and give you kind of a little focus on the fact that everybody doesn't learn in the same way. And the lesson pretty much is, kind of covering that because Jesus taught the disciples in one way and he taught other people in another way. The memory verse for this is going to be Matthew 13:10 and 11. And it says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speak thou unto them in parables? So that's our focus here on the day, really, the parables. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given. This chapter, it says, this chapter's people of interest. These are people that are going to be in this chapter that you're going to be learning about. It says Jesus, the disciples, Isaiah, you, me, the prophet, and you'll see what you mean by you and me. The servant, the devil, angels, a merchant, a householder, a scribe, Mary, James, Joseph, Simon, Judas, and Jesus' sister. Okay? How many of y'all knew Jesus had sisters? Yeah. Jesus had sisters. You never hear about them, but Jesus had sisters. Jesus taught a parable about sowing seeds. It's in 13:3. So if you go to Matthew 13:3, and the first question says, what happened when the seed fell on the wayside? In the word we talk about, where it fell, some fell on stony ground, some fell. What happened when the seed fell on the wayside?
We got two hands over here.
Oh, okay.
Behold, a sower went forth to sow, and when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside.
Amen.
Go on, let us finish. What happened?
And the devoured them up.
No, right here.
And the fowls came and devoured them up.
Amen.
What happened when it fell among the thorns? And what you're going to see is that the Lord is comparing this to our lives. These are our life, how we walk, how we're carrying ourselves with God. Some of us is stony ground. Some of us is thorns. Some of us is good ground. Some of us are by the wayside. These things represent our life, Mother.
Upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them.
Okay. All right. But there's only one condition that we can be in order to receive this word, pick up this word, and run with this word. And that's the good ground. So we're going to go ahead on to our words. The first word is parables.
A stone that has two fingers told to teach a lesson, something like metaphor.
Number two is to sow.
Okay, so to plant seeds also a metaphor of a person's action.
It proceeds.
To obtain knowledge of through the senses.
Number 4, during. Coming to you.
To retain last hold on it in time of endurance.
Okay. Wailing. Wailing.
Mourn, lament, express great sorrow.
Okay. Gnashing. Okay.
Grinding or striking together in rage.
The next one is tetrarch. Okay.
Tetra, how you pronounce it?
Tetrarch.
Tetra. A ruler of 1/4 of a province.
Victuals.
Victuals.
Food or provision. Food or provision. Okay. All right. Going to the next one. Understand. Vex here.
Trouble, distress, or torment.
Trouble, distress, or torment. Transgress.
Break or violate a law or rule.
What happened on the same day Jesus went out of the house and sat by the
The
seaside?
same day when Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside,
Okay, and did too.
and great multitudes
One, two.
were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore.
23. What did Jesus do as he sat there? He spoke. He spoke to the people. He just started speaking to the people. Okay. Now remember, Jesus came down, he saw the multitude of people, and he decided to teach them. Now he understood that a lot of people wouldn't just understand, some of y'all ain't right, some of y'all need to get right, some of y'all almost there, some of y'all, this is what you gotta do to be saved. Okay, so he started talking to the people in parables, helping them to understand where he's coming from. All right, and then we have good ground. We have good ground. Y'all on good ground? Mother?
That's in verse 8. Verse 8 it says, but others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold.
If y'all on good ground, when we got saved, then we're supposed to go out and witness. We're supposed to go out and talk to people. Some of us is going to do really, really good, Some of us may not do as good. Some of us may have a different way. But we're going to draw somebody in. We fell on good ground. We're gung-ho. We're ready. We got this thing. We're going. And we want to see somebody else saved. We want to see somebody else come into the Lord.
When we sow into this house financially, this is good ground.
Good ground. That's a good, yeah. Well, what did Jesus say happens when someone hears the word and don't understand?
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside.
So whatever he explained this one a little bit more about how it is with our heart. This is somebody, the one that by the wayside is somebody that, they hear the word, but they don't understand the word, and then it's not long before something comes along and steals it from them. What did Jesus say happens when someone hears the word with joy, but he was not rooted?
It's in verse 20.
Mm-hmm. And
21
too.
Yes. But he that received the seed in sown places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended.
Okay. What did Jesus say happened to one who received the word, but with cares of the world?
Verse 22.
22.
He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that I think that when somebody does come in and they give their life to God, and we come up and we hug them or whatever, it's good if it's somebody that you know, somebody that you're close to, let them know, hey, if you need somebody to talk to about that, give me a call. Maybe if you feel comfortable with it, even if it's somebody that you don't know, you can still say that. Give me a call. If you ever, have a doubt, or if you ever want to know something, you're curious about something, or you understand, or you need a ride. These are things we can do to help them maintain their salvation.
Thank you so much for joining us again today. If you have any questions over today's lesson, feel free to go to our website, thedmwwjourney.com. Scroll to the bottom and click the box that says send a message. May God add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers of his word. Blessed learning be unto you. God bless.